Good morning. Well, no, actually, no, it's not. It's like close to 1:30 in the afternoon, but I work nights. So for me, this is morning. So, good morning. And it's a beautiful day. Something I learned today when I was studying Job, uh, um, it kind of really blew my mind, and it leads up into what I wanted to talk about. In chapter 1, verse 11, Satan approaches God and says, "You know something? I bet if you wear Job down, I bet he will, instead of loving you, will curse you." God says, "Go right ahead." He says, "I have no worries of it." But in chapter 2, verse 9, what I noticed was after everything was taken away from Job, and Job was just standing there trying to figure out what's going on, his wife all of a sudden approached him and said, "Why don't you curse God and die?" That's pretty powerful. Now, I'm not I didn't go to school to learn about this, so I couldn't really tell you a lot, but it almost kind of sounds like Satan creeped into the marriage and basically tried to uh, have one go against each other, which somewhat leads into what I want to talk about, a marriage. In the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, uh, verse 21, it basically comes out and says to be submissive to one another out of our reverence to Christ. Then it goes down from there about how wives should be submissive to the husbands, and the husbands should love the wives. But the point being is telling us in the Bible how we should treat each other. When God created Adam, he realized that Adam was lonely. So God loved Adam enough. He said, I'm going to make something for Adam so that he won't be alone. So he made a wife. So often I think through time, maybe I'm wrong, but I believe Satan is angered towards really good marriages, loving marriages. And I think that just like he tried to do with Job and God, I think he likes to do that with husbands and wives. I made mistakes in my past, and I'm not going to really go into it there. That's not really what's needed. But in my past, I wasn't really thinking of God. My relationship with God back in my past wasn't really that strong. So in my marriage, instead of me wanting to be submissive towards my wife, I was thinking more of being selfish, thinking more about me. It wasn't, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to go down the road. It's not like it's all about me type of thing. That's not my point. But my point was, I wasn't focusing towards God. And, my guitar instructor one day told me, he said that a marriage should be like a triangle. And he showed me the picture of the triangle, just a simple triangle. He said, the husband's on the left corner, the wife is on the right corner, and God is on the top. If the husband and the wife are focusing towards God and they're working towards building a relationship towards God, the husband and wife, as they go towards God, get closer. Just like in the picture of the triangle. You're first you're a distance apart, but as you're traveling towards God, you become closer and closer. And that's, I get it. If we are in a good relationship with God, both husband and wife, then our relationship will get stronger. Sadly, though, a lot of times, as much as it says in the Bible to be submissive to each other, we don't. Or at least a lot of times, it doesn't occur. I mean, a lot of times now it's more of, well, if you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Or maybe one's having a problem and the other one's not really caring about them as much. I don't know the reasons. I'm just saying that a lot of marriages aren't perfect. But in the Bible, if we really tried to just simply do as God said, then we would both be wanting to please each other all the time, because we wanted to show God, we love you, Lord. And one way we can do that is to stop our own selfish problems and turn around and just want to love each other unconditionally. Even if my wife's having a bad day and she wants to take it out on me, I'm supposed to. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm supposed to just simply stop and think about her, not about me, and vice versa. It's very, very clear, But instead of, sadly, after a bit of time, no matter how great our relationship is with each other, we start to have problems, like Satan, with getting in between Job and God. He sees a little area here that he can maybe get into, and if he keeps it up there, instead of loving each other, we are doing just exactly what he said that he wanted Job to do to God. We are cursing each other. We're hurting each other instead of loving each other. I don't really think that's a very beautiful marriage. But yet God says here in the Bible, as I said, if you're both focusing towards me and you're both doing, as you're supposed to, you'll be both growing closer to each other and loving each other even more. So it was just a fuel for thought. I don't do the best job at times delivering a message, but it was just something that's been on the back of my mind I wanted to talk about today. So, love you much. I hope you have a great day, and stay strong in your marriage, because God's looking at us and hoping that we'll keep our marriages strong. Love you. Bye.